What is up, YouTube? How's things? Just out for a quick ride today. It's been raining for a few days, so for a few days I couldn't ride, which is very sad. But I'm grateful. I live in a climate that is fairly moderate year-round, except for July and August, which are extremely hot here in Texas. But I don't live up in the northern parts of the northern hemisphere where I have to store my bike for weeks on end because of winter. But there's definitely benefits to living up there as well. You got skiing and snowmobiles and snow fights and all kinds of cool stuff too. So anyways, I don't know if I could go too long without riding my bike. That would be hard. I guess I definitely have to get a snowmobile or something to kind of take place of the motorcycle or something. Let's see. Well, anyways, someone had asked me how long I've been riding, and it's not too long. I mean, in total, about two and a half years, I guess. I got this motorcycle 6 months ago. So I've been riding for 6 months, and then previous to that I had not ridden for many years, but when I was a young guy, around 21 years old, I did have a motorcycle, a piece of crap, but I'll get into that in a minute. I just got to go drop something off and then I'll catch back up with you. Okay, we're back with the magic of editing in a new place. But yeah, I had a piece of crap which I really loved. It's kind of funny, and I think probably other people have had the same experience. When you have a piece of crap bike that you always got a jimmy rig or it won't start, or you just develop this kind of love-hate relationship, and when it does operate, correctly, you're just like, yeah. So I had a Yamaha 1980, it might have been a 79, I can't really remember, but it was, I'll show a picture of it right here, which I stole off the internet, and this is the exact same color I had. It was kind of a crappy brown color, same exact bike in that picture. I don't know whose bike that is, it just came off Google, sorry. But yeah, so 1980 Yamaha XS 400. And it had a kickstart as well as an electronic ignition, which never really worked. So, because the bike had this ongoing electrical problem that no one could figure out. And I bought the bike so cheap that I didn't want to dump any money into it, really. And it was my friend and I bought it to get our motorcycles licenses with, so we're just going to use it to kind of practice and then take the physical motorcycle driving test at the Department of Motor Vehicle to get our license, and that's all we were going to use it for. So we expected to have the bike for maybe 6 months to a year at most, and we ended up I ended up using it more. He ended up not riding it at all, really. I don't remember him ever riding it, but we did kind of go halvesies in on it, and I think we spent, it was like $450, something like that, to get it. But it was fun, but it was definitely a pain in the ass too. Like when I'd go to work, I used to ride it to work, and I worked about 30 minutes on the freeway away from my house on a bike that was sketchy. I could barely get it up to 50 miles an hour, and it would start shaking. It was quite scary, actually. But I was young and dumb, 21-year-old, fearless, invincible. I didn't care. I don't think I would have rode that bike now. It would scare me. The back end would shake. The bike was totally out of alignment. The wheels weren't balanced. It had firing issues with the, pistons and all that. But more often than not, I'd have to run with the bike. Where I worked, there was a little hill that went down into our parking lot, and I would get the bike, push it up that hill, and then run down the hill with it, jump on it, pop the clutch, and get it to start. That was the only way. The kickstart wouldn't work, the ignition wouldn't work. And so anyways, that was that. So in total, yeah, I've been riding for about a little over 2 years, 2.5 years, something like that, with a huge gap in between. So I consider myself a newbie rider as of 6 months ago. Even though I had previous experience. So I took the MSF course here in Austin, and jumping on the bike again for, they provided the bikes. I think they're 125cc bikes. It wasn't alien to me jumping on the clutch and shifting. I knew how to do all that. It was just a matter of kind of, just feeling the clutch out, friction zone, all that. So I had that kind of already well understood, and I was not afraid of bikes or any of that, so it was cool. But that's my history of riding. So there's a lot more years ahead of me, hopefully, and continue to gain experience and things to do and not do and all that good stuff. And another person had asked, a new subscriber to the channel, and if you end up listening to this, thank you very much for the question. They asked me if I get hot feet when it's warm outside, from this bike. And that's the Boxer engine. It's now approaching summer, so this weekend will officially be summer here in the US and the Northern Hemisphere. So it's the heat has actually come on a little late here in Texas, or in Austin area anyways. It's 88 degrees today. Typically it's already in the 90s pretty much, and throughout the whole summer, and then August gets up in the triple digits. It can get quite hot here. Right now I think it's, 85 degrees. It's a little bit on the drier side today, so it's comfortable. Enough weather report there. But yeah, the Boxer engine sticks out of the bikes that do have the Boxer engine, so that airflow that goes over them helps cool the engine down, but that cooling effect takes that hot air and blows it right onto your shins and your feet. And like right now I can feel warm, very warm air hitting my shins and the top of my boots. So I have leather riding boots on. They're just I just have I think they're Timberlands. They're not actual motorcycle riding boots, but they're over the ankle, MSF approved, over the ankle, tied tight, full leather, thick heels, all that stuff, solid. So the top of my shoes I can feel heat, and I can feel the heat going up my pant leg into onto my shins. And I don't think you would feel that as much on a bike that did not have a Boxer engine. And at stoplights, like any bike, when you stop at a light and you're at 85, 90 degree weather plus, it's not comfortable, especially with riding gear on, like what I have on now. I've got my riding jacket and all that stuff on. But as long as I'm moving, even riding in 90 degree weather, it's not too bad with my gear on, as long as you continue to move. But yeah, I guess that's something to consider. It's not a big deal, but Boxer engine does stick out on either side, and that hot air does flow back right onto your feet and your shins. So hope that answers that question. But it's nice to see white puffy clouds and blue sky, no rain. It's nice. But I have to say the grass at the house is super green from all that rain, so that was good. I always like to do a check-in for fuel. So we see over here across the street, you got gas station. It's today is May 27th, I believe, 2021. Regular unleaded gasoline is $2.55 a gallon at that gas station. And it pretty much varies 10 cents up or down depending on where you get it. So there you go, $2.55 regular unleaded Boston.